Everybody, it's Ben here from the Bonehead Podcast, and thanks for joining me. We have got a game here in Bonehead Bowl 2. It's round 2, and technically this is the battle for the bottom, although I think it would be more appropriate to call it the Squig Bowl. We have got two secret league teams. We've got the Night Goblins and we've got the Squig team, and it is going to be absolute carnage here. We've got SkeletonKey running the Squigs. They are going to be in red today, and on the blue side we've got Mostly Armless, run by KingCaitwafflin. Both these coaches, really lovely guys, which is brilliant. Supported the podcast, got involved in the Discord, come to our tournaments, and just been brilliant hobbyists. This Squig coach here has an actual Squig team, and the Squig team is gorgeous. So the Squig team itself has got a lot of huge players. So let's bring up the reserves, and we can kind of talk through what we've got. We'll save the Mangler for a little bit later, but there is a giant cave Squig, okay? So 4519, really stupid loner. Thick skull, no hands, claw. So this is a troll without arms. We've got some ordinary goblins, and we've got these guys here, cave squigs. 6-4-3-8. Strength 4, not bad. Edge 3, no hands, however. But leap, very long legs, means they're bouncing around on the 3+. They do have really stupid, so we're going to have to see these guys corralled by the Squig herders here. But they do have claw, which could be huge as well. We've got Squig hoppers, which are just fantastic players. 6-4-3-8. Leap, very long legs, bloodlust, and claw. That makes them really good players. Edge 3 is not bad at all. Very long legs means you're dodging around, leaping around on a 3+, and I believe one of them does have dodge. Yep, Thor called the bouncy. KingCaitwafflin in chat says, I swear I don't remember choosing those skills. Now I have to go read what diving tackle does. Let's give him a cheeky little laugh in chat for that one. And then what we're going to do is look at this big guy here. So he's not deployed him yet because the red team are going to be kicking. So the Swedish meatballs are going to be kicking to the Night Goblins of Mostly Armless. And because of that, the Mangler Squig is going to stay in reserve here, which is a blocking ball and chain without secret weapon. So I'm expecting great things from this team tonight. I'm expecting great things from both these teams, and we're about to see Mostly Armless deploy as well. So we've got a couple of... Go Christopher, if you beat him like you usually beat me, it'll be a bloodbath, says Bjorn in chat. Richard Preston, big night of FUMBBL, absolutely. Thanks for joining us, guys. This game is going to be carnage. SkeletonKey says, I didn't remember what skills I picked either. Luckily, block and mighty blow are easy to remember. So, straight out of the bat here, the blue coach is armed with two secret weapon ball and chains, and is going to go for the strength advantage, deploying both. No bribes. So, no bribes for this team. If he uses both of these secret weapons right now, they are gone, probably for the rest of the game. We've got ordinary goblins. No, we've got madcap mushroom addicts. These are the dauntless mighty blow goblins, which is a very interesting type of player. Mighty blow could, however, be incredibly useful against goblins here. Armor 7. If you drop it into armor 6, that is a very good chance of breaking armor. 56% on any knockdowns there. And when they're stunty as well, that's 56% for them to be removed. Which makes it actually better than a 25% chance of getting a removal on a block. So 1 in 4 blocks, we should see a goblin disappear. We've got a troll as well. He's a vanilla troll. We've got Bomber Dribble Snot. We've got Nobbler Blackwart. And somewhere along here, we've got a goblin with leader. There he is. So Jazz Michaels is the leader of these goblins. That takes this 2 rerolls down here to 3, equalizing on the reroll score. What else is there to say? We've got diving tackle on the netter. So the netter has prehensile tail. It also has diving tackle, which means it can opt to place him prone in the square the opponent dodged from to reduce the opponent's dodge dice by 2 in order to fail a dodge roll. I think. I mean, it's no shadowing, but it's still not the easiest skill to remember. Right. Let's actually put the game on the screen there. And I think we could probably get away. Right, we got a quick snap here. We have got a quick snap. That is a huge advantage to the offensive team. So we're just going to make this screen a little bit bigger to see if we can't make it slightly easier for everybody to see what's going on. Okay, so ball looking like it's going back. Quick snap means that the Night Goblin team gets 1 free square of movement, and that's huge when it comes to these fanatics. So I would be very surprised if we didn't see the opening moves here be to probably secure this ball. Not necessarily. Will it fit? Not necessarily to pick up the ball straight away, but open up with some very, very, very good blocks here from the Fanatics. Got to reroll. The Fanatics don't have Loner, so should be getting 2 or 3 die blocks and can burn a reroll. Richard Preston in chat says, will it come down to who loses the goblins the fastest? Yes, and I think the Night Goblin team has an advantage there. Right, so Fanatic going straight away, knocking a Squig down, knocking him prone. And another blow on a normal Squig just pushes him. And now is it a 1 dice or 2 dice? It is a pushback, knocking the other cave, so knocking the cave Squig, the giant cave Squig down. Man, we've got so many different types of Squigs. So Richard says, will it come down to those to who loses goblins the fastest? I think the Night Goblin team losing goblins isn't going to hurt it quite so much. Doesn't have the same level of really stupid as the Squig team does. So if the blue coach has a successful drive removing these goblins, even though there's 1 in reserve, it will massively hamper the effectiveness of the Squig team. Another 2 die block here. Skull has to use the leader reroll. Power pushback drops him down and breaks the arm. We've got a stun here. Not removal like we promised, but the game is very young yet. So I love these players. The fact they've got supports there with a Squig Hopper on Squig Hopper action. Pow drops him down and it's just prone. So pretty solid and strong offense here from the blue team. The Night Goblins just driving through and destroying the front line here. We've got a prone giant cave Squig, a stunned goblin, and to be quite honest with you, these Squigs got very lucky. Now this Squig here is really stupid and is unattended, so it will be goes for a move. He's got Bloodlust here. Gets away with it, moves the movement up, and does in fact drop the ball. Okay, so actually secured the ball first, did everything else, and then failed the pickup. That's not the end of the world here because they were in a pretty powerful position. Right, we've got Dirty Trick, Stolen Playbook. Played on. This is not what I signed up for. This player gets pass block and shadowing, so I'm going to assume it's this guy at the top. It is. So this guy here next to this Squig Hopper. So the dodge guy now has pass block and shadowing. So this Squig is pretty much stuck in place there. And now it's over to the Swedish Meatballs for their turn 1. Okay, seeing this Goblin's come around here, I think that's going to be to help get the giant cave Squig up. We may even see a blitz from the giant cave Squig. I can't see him being able to get enough supports to take down one of these Fanatics. And that's the downside of Fanatics, is if you can get a profitable block on them, as soon as a Fanatic goes down, it's knocked out. So a good counterplay we could see from the red team here would be to stack its strength up against the Fanatics early on. That's 2 players out of 11. We've got a move action here with the Squig. He passes really stupid and just moves in to support to stand next to this Goblin here. Thorkel the Bouncy, which is the guy who is not prone, over here by this Squig blitz. Are we going to see him swoop up here and just tag a player in place? Okay, so that is the Dauntless Goblin. So the Dauntless Goblin on a 3+ will be able to make a 1 die block here against the Hopper next turn. 3+ for a 1 dice is very risky. I think we're more likely to see some kind of support move down. But I can't see either of these coaches giving up any free blocks. Morpheus has joined as a spectator. Okay, so Goblin gone up here to support this Hopper. This Hopper can now activate and eat this Madcap Goblin. No. We've gone for probably a 2 die block here now against this Hopper with dodge. In the meantime, it's the Squig, it's the Blitz, and it is a pow. Dropping that Goblin down. Does not have Mighty Blow, so Claw does nothing. With an Umber Roll of 5, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Not even Mighty Blow would have done the work there. Here comes the 2 die block at the top from the Hopper. Got a bit of support from this guy on the sideline. Gives in to Bloodlust. So one of these Goblins is going to get chomped. Does hit him, does pow him down. Probably going to see a follow and then eat one of these Goblins. Probably the one on the sideline. I think that choice is now coming. Oh, chomped, and he is knocked out. I think it was a good choice to take the one off the sideline, though. And a one die block gets the POW. So, the Squig team already down one Line Goblin, and we've already discussed here that the Line Goblins are going to be key in this match. One player removed by their own team, none by the opposition. Okay, we'll keep track of that, I think. So the red team doing a reasonable job here of punching kind of through the bottom. If the goblins on the right hand side, if the blue team can't pick up the ball or at least secure it, they could be looking at a steal here, because goblins are not bad players, and a goblin versus goblin situation, absolutely great. Stunty giving you the benefit of the doubt. We've got a dirty trick, and it is a chop block. So let's have a look. Chop block drops a guy. Knocked out by his own ball and chain. That's massive. So a chop block allows a player to place himself prone and do the same to a player next door. Because of the ball and chain, he goes down. So we did say that removing those ball and chains would be a big part of the red team's strategy, because they're both down a player now. Line Goblin on the left for the Squig team and a Fanatic on the right. I know which one I would rather have. So, we've got one knocked out Goblin and one knocked out ball and chain. And it's mostly Armus, turn 2. I think I've already made more dodge rolls than my last game. Yeah, some pretty bad dodge rolls for Skeleton Flower, I think. That card is mean against ball and chains. Yes, it is. And manglers. And manglers. So 2 dice here from the Fanatic. It's just a push. Goes for it there to try and apply a bit more pressure. But now he's in a really bad situation with nowhere to really move where he doesn't threaten hitting his own players. Goblin just stands up. We've got the Hopper here going for a run. Might move down here to give this guy an opportunity for a 2-die block, possibly. Evil. Talking about the card there. So we've seen one card apiece here. Hopper gets dodge, uses dodge reroll, and jumps into place. So we could see Pure Mad Mental Barbara take a Dauntless block here to get a 2-die up on the Squig. It's a blitz up top from the Squig. Gets him. POW pushes him down. That was just a 1-die block. I was looking to see if there was a second assist there, but actually just does drop him down and uses claws. Doesn't break the armor. So we're seeing an incredibly low amount of armor breaks so far for teams that are 7 apiece, with only 2 bits of removal and only being knocked out. I'm expecting to see that ramp up, and as soon as it does, both of these teams are definitely in a dangerous situation of collapsing in on themselves. But for now, the blue coach has activated this Squig. He's blitzed, he's gone in, he's got 2 squares of movement. Probably considering whether or not to dodge him away. If he does dodge him away, it can swing him round. If he doesn't, then this Goblin here has an easy 2-die block. Doesn't have any offensive skills. But a 2-die block is a 2-die block. It's characters to play evil when you're a Night Goblin. That is very, very true. So what the blue coach cannot afford to do, really, is forget about the ball. Yes, there's some Goblins here tying these players up. But that Cave Squig could do some serious work, could free up this Goblin and this Goblin to swoop up here. Now the fact this guy's diving tackle with Prehensile Tail means that if they can get in onto the ball, they're going to have a very tough time escaping. So it could be that the mostly armless crew are not that fussed right now about scoring. And here's the 2-die block from the Madcap Mushroom guy. Just a push. Probably not going to re-roll that or take the both down, as it's just a positional push. If he pushes him away, it does free up the Goblin if he doesn't follow up. If he doesn't follow up, it will keep the Squig Hopper reasonably safe, or at least force a move. Some serious consideration going into the placement here. That's what we like to see. So in this game, in this tournament, we do have a 4-minute turn timer, but it is not a hard count. It is basically, it flags up saying to the other coach, do you want to time out the opponent? Normally, what we've seen is the coaches give it to 4 minutes 30, 5 minutes, but it's a really good piece there, so that actually if someone's in the middle of something, you can let them finish up what they're doing. But if they're just taking ages to activate, it's not a bad thing for the coach to end the turn, because it is a 4-minute timer. So the blue coach here does push, does not follow up, and has got 45 seconds left of his turn. This goblin left to activate, but actually in a pretty bad spot next to the cave squig. Quite possibly going to see Jazz Michaels swoop round the coach's mum and grab the ball there. Takes a 2-die block, pow push, drops the other squig hopper on the red team. No, uses dodge to stay standing. And the netter gets the ball. Okay. And moves up north away from this free goblin. This goblin here being in a Fanatic's tackle zone. And these goblins helping protect that goblin against supports from the cave squig. And Jazz Michaels running defense. Netter been better. Now has the ball. It's an awfully long way to go for a goblin here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, so 22 squares. That's 4 turns of goblin movement. It's only turn 2, and we've got 8 turns, so we've got plenty more time for the goblins here to make it from one edge to the other. But I would not be surprised to see in a turn or so the blue coach trying to get the ball to the squig hopper. There's just something satisfying about having a strength 4 ball carrier, especially one that's got dodge. Sorry about this, mate. I've connected the laptop by cable rather than dodgy Wi-Fi. So I think we've had a bit of an internet issue on the blue coach. Hopefully that'll stop the crashes. We haven't noticed too much. So 4 minutes 39 on this turn. And it is the Swedish meatballs. Turn 2. We've had some internet difficulties in this tournament so far. We had a heck of a time on Sunday night. Everybody was being disconnected. Especially when we were playing Blood Bowl 2. I got a Nurgle versus Nurgle game in on Blood Bowl 2, which was ended brilliantly. I was against Xmabeard, who is playing tonight, possibly? Can't remember. But yeah, it was a great match and ended up with just a sneaky touchdown with a rotter passing far too many dice rolls. But now we're back onto it. It is Oingo Boingo, which is this guy standing up, no bloodlust, just stands up and tags this hopper in place. Got a free goblin here. We've got the cave squig there who's unassisted. Now with really stupid, that's a 4+ to do anything at all. So while the solid choice here is to move one of these guys to attack the ball, fails are really stupid here. So this cave squig in support of this guy has to use the reroll to activate, drops him down, but uses dodge to stay up. Probably does not want to follow up to get close to that fanatic there. Now that squig is activated, the coach has got some opportunities to free this guy or this guy up to then activate this one. Because there we go. So brings the top goblin down, Zden, number 11, and can now activate this goblin, this squig on a 2+. Jolcan, that's this one. We saw Jolcan have an absolutely terrible game in round 1. Just let the side down with really stupid rolls repeatedly. Is able to act normally. Does nothing. Oh my goodness me. And it is a double fail on the dodge roll and then casualty for the red team. So I think that's 2 players that the red team have taken out themselves. Oh no, 1-all. 1-all on self-destruction there. Anna in chat with a terrified face. 2-die block here from the squig hopper up top. Push back. That one having dodge keeps it alive. SkeletonFlower in chat says this is where the madness truly begins. So we're going to see things kind of ramp up now with 2 out for the red team and 1 out for the blue team. The Night Goblins have a slight advantage on field, and that second goblin being out reduces the squig team's ability to manage its really stupid results. So 1, 2, 3 squigs in the middle of the pitch there all need babysitting to activate. Going for it like mad, and goes for a pass action here. This is incredible. Let's get a cheer. That was amazing. What a stretch play from the Night Goblin team. Goes for it again. What is going on? This is ridiculous. Booze in chat. Booze in chat. So the Night Goblins, I said they'd go for some kind of stretch play to the Squig Hoppers in a turn or two. They are absolutely not holding back. The mostly armless crew just pounding through, going for a touch, going for the pass. Not even a handoff. This is just a pass. Passing Goblins in chat. Ian Triplo. Hey Ian, how you doing? Whatever next. Hail Mary pass Ogre perhaps? We've seen that before. So the Fanatic going to town here, just bouncing around and stunning a Goblin. 2-die block, power push. This one also has dodge. So dodge on a Squig Hopper proving to be a very useful thing. Now we do have Pure Mad Mental Barbara able to swing around and probably just going to tag that Hopper in place. I'm not sure we've had a blitz yet from the blue team, and I can't see anybody left that could benefit from it. Oh, failed dodge again from a Goblin. Armor holds, just prone, but that does bounce it straight over to the Swedish Meatballs, turn 3. Okay, so let's look at the situation. We've got one Goblin, Wee Mad Davy, in the backfield with the ball, 1 turn away from scoring. Next turn, he can run it straight in. It's risky. There is definitely a blitz here. This would be a 3+ dodge away with a reroll to get a 2-die blitz on this ball carrier. They're not bad odds. Gonna go for the block there, possibly from Oingo Boingo, and is gonna go for the block on 1 dice. No, goes for the dodge. It's a blitz action. Does not get the dodge. Uses the reroll and goes down. Wee Mad Davy is gonna survive. So Oingo Boingo, failing that double dodge, is going to free Wee Mad Davy up. Now, are we going to see KingCaitwafflin farm out some time here at the end? Yeah, we've got the Squig Hopper here moving up. Now, this guy's stunned, so he's out of action for a turn anyway. We've got the Netter going absolutely everywhere and taking a go for it just to end up back where he was. It's Fanatic time. Swings wide. And then hits him with a pushback and both down. Gonna have to take the push here and follow up. Now he's got a 2 out of 3 chance. It's 3 dice on the Goblin. Power push, pushback, skull. Just again a push. Got a risky roll there to take. Takes it, but actually ends up swinging wide of both his player and the opponent's. Could have had a bit of friendly fire there. Could have taken out the coach's mum. We got a 2-die blitz here from the Hopper down south. Drops him down. Just prone. Armor holds. None of these coaches can roll higher than a 7 right now on 2 dice. It's a foul, and he is out. So, turnover. Guy is sent off, but we have got Squig Hopper 4, Thorkel the Bouncy, who is the dodge Hopper. He is out for the rest of the game. That's 3 out for red, 2 out for blue, because we got a Pure Mad Mental Barbara goes to town on the Squig on the ground and removes it from the rest of the match. Oh no. Right, so Swedish Meatballs turn 4. The blue team are in a commanding position up here. I actually don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blitz. So that would be 1, 2, 3 dodges. 4, 5, 6 blitz. That would be 1, 2, 3 dodges, and then a go for it to get the 1-die blitz there. And that would be from Sten. We'd have to run around. Zantana here on the ground, far too far away. Movement on the K-Squig is 6, so we could in fact see a cheeky leap. Although I think it doesn't massively matter. A cheeky leap is probably the best way. So what we could see is a leap here. We could see 1 to there, then 2, 3 leap to there, and then 4, 5, 6 blitz with this guy. With a 3+, we've got a reroll on the Swedish Meatball side. Could be an interesting way to get 2 dice on the Madcap Mushroom Addict, Wee Mad Davy, with the ball there. This guy is stunned, so he's going to be out for this turn. That Squig looks to be the best offensive option. Triple dice here against the coach's mum. Pow push keeps the Goblin standing due to dodge. Cave Squig follows up. I'd love to see Cave Squigs with Frenzy. I think they would do some horrible damage. Now, we've got a very good bench here for the blue team. We've got Chainsaw, Bomber, Star Player, a Troll, and a couple of spare Goblins. Reserves here, we've got the Mangler, another Hopper with block, and Sven. the Squig-hopper. And it is the blitz here from the wee Squig. And pow push dodge is going to keep him standing. Uses dodge. Squig going to lock him in place there. Might not have been a bad idea to use a reroll there to really get a better shot at the block. But 2 dice and more failed dodging here. Another guy out for the red team. That's 2 now who have failed dodges. Failed dodge. Failed dodge. Look at that. Fortunately, only a knockout, so it could get back on the pitch. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players out. 3 in reserve, and then for the red team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. So 7, 11, 14. They are down a player at the moment unless one of these knocked out guys comes back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see the mostly armless crew here move up, and here's the blitz. It's a hopper action. It's pushback. Uses the glory reroll, just gets more pushes, but does free the ball carrier up from that Squig. Pushback skull, pushback. Nothing too bad. And the Fanatic swinging wild there. Takes the go for it to get in place with both those Squigs. And it is a touchdown here for KingCaitwafflin and Mostly Armless. That is a turn 5 touchdown. KingCaitwafflin, there is always a bigger Squig. Can't turn down some Star Wars, can we? I realised that I actually never downloaded my graphics today, which is very disappointing. I actually don't think I uploaded the graphics either. Poor effort, Ben. Poor effort. Never mind. Right, so we now see the blue team go up 1-0. And they are going to be taken to the field. Now, let's have a look. Secret weapon is gone. Secret weapon is gone. Everybody's gone. Both the goblins on the red team did come back from knockout, and we've got both of the ball and chains sent off. So 3 players out for the blue team and 2 out for the red team. So actually, as far as attrition goes, the red team is in a pretty decent spot. So we've got a setup here now for the mostly armless crew. With the troll is on the pitch. We've got 3 goblins on the line. We've got 2 hoppers in reserve. The remaining Madcap Mushroom Addict and the touchdown scorer Wee Mad Davy there. With the netter deep back with diving tackle and prehensile tail, able to tag up anybody who gets through. And a couple of goblins in the wide zones as well to play defense. That's not a bad setup. So quite a lot of movement on the Goblin team. The slowest player by far is the Troll, with very stupid as well. He's going to take a little bit of looking after, but the only really stupid player on the Night Goblin team. These 2 hoppers have got bloodlust, so could do some bad things, taking out some friendly players. And we saw that from the Swedish Meatballs team. So one of these guys who's badly hurt, I think, was eaten by his own player. No, it wasn't. It was one of the knocked out guys. Who's back now? So, actually, not all that terrible. Which is, in fact, pretty fortuitous. So, we want that. We want that. And these 2 videos and these 2 videos. And upload, please. So that we can get some touchdown animations ready for the rest of the game. I realise where I've made the screen extended, you can't see the turn timers now, but I figured the action's enough. I've lost my fumble window. There we go. Okay, so red team here, the Swedish Meatballs setting up. The Mangler Squig is in the game. We've got Block Claw on this guy. It's a big ball and chain. So we're going to see him open up with some blocks here. And a couple of Squigs, all supported by Goblins. We've got a Cave Squig in the backfield. This guy not having really stupid means that we can blitz here with the red team. The giant Cave Squig can benefit from this guy. And as far as the kick goes, it's a blitz for the blue. So with this incredible amount of Squig strength on the front line, I think what's more likely to see here is this team move up and probably... So if the Goblin tags this guy, a Squig Hopper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go for it, blitz, 2 dice here to probably end up on the ball square. That would be pretty brutal here. That would be a pretty brutal start to the match. Well, start to this kickoff, especially bouncing off the touchdown. And it is time. So, starting a blitz down south. Gets Bloodlust. Is going to have to eat a goblin. Comes through and double pushback on the Squig there. And bounces back and is going to have to eat this guy. Interesting. Drops him out and he is knocked out. So that is another goblin removed by their own team. We are definitely seeing a lot of that at the moment. We are seeing a throw teammate there from a troll that survives and lands right next to the ball. That is absolutely ridiculous. So this goblin's going to come in and tag this hopper. That could barely have been a better result there. So 5, 6 to there. Is he going to take the leap and 2 go for it to get onto the ball? No. So really just applying pressure to the ball. Instead of going for the blitz into the square, actually having all those goblins there. That throw teammate was an absolute masterpiece. Let's cancel. Let's cancel. Let's cancel. And here comes the kick. Bounces away. So actually, even after the blitz, doesn't end up in any tackle zones. Okay, so the Swedish Meatballs utilising their normal Goblin players to swing around and control that ball and its tackle zones. Going to have a tough situation with this Squig Hopper, but these Squigs here will still have an opportunity to do some damage, and it's going to be opening up with the Mangler. Triple dice, just gets a push on the Goblin, follows up, does have another shot, but swings wild, and then swings back round again. No, 2 more pushes and a skull. 1 more square. No, chooses not to go for it. So the Mangler Squig, not too horrific right there. And now we're seeing the Cave Squig here. Jolkin start the move action. Possibly either going to engage here, swing up here to tackle these guys down, or come back here to perform a reasonable job of anchoring the cage. I mean, a strength 4 player on the corner of the cage is in fact never a bad thing. It's block time here. Gets the double skull. Has to use the reroll there. Both down pow. So does pow him down, but does not break the armor. So gets to move that Squig around. And here's the hopper. 2 dice. Pow. Finally gets to drop a goblin down and breaks the armor, stunning him. So taking that goblin out of action for the next round. These Squigs have done a really good job to renegotiate the pitch and kind of fall back. It looked like it could have been an absolute scrum here. I think that's probably a benefit to the blue coach, putting the sacrificial chaff on the line here. We've got a really stupid Squig out on his own. Gizmo just standing around doing nothing. This goblin goes in, fails to pick up the ball. So it is in 2 tackle zones. But to be fair, it's actually pretty safe. Both the blue goblins that were up here have been taken out mostly for this turn. This Squig Hopper can get up, but he is going to have to lose move 3 to do so. This goblin could swing around and make a play on the ball. 3+ dodge with a reroll isn't too bad odds. But all it's going to be able to do is put a tackle zone on the ball. Okay, so the goblins in reserve coming up here and tagging the Mangler. It looks like they may be positioned here for a troll blitz. It's going to be 1 dice and he skulls it. And he wastes the reroll and the troll is out. The troll is knocked down. So really quick turn here for the blue team. And trolls proving they are terrible big guys. Slightly misjudged that one. Needed 1 more tackle zone to get the 2nd dice. And That was a brutal turn of events for the mostly armless crew. And now the Mangler Squig is positioned to do some very nasty things to these goblins. Oh, we've got really stupid here from from Gizmo. So really stupid, massively affected this team in the last game. Now they're not in a bad spot really here at the moment. They've got plenty of control on the ball. They are under time pressure. They've only got 2 turns left to go. And it's the Cave Squig actually, sorry. So this guy moving up to tag him. The red team have got quite a long way to go and not a huge amount of time to do it in. This is turn 6. They're going to have 2 turns after this. So surely we're going to have to see some kind of stretch play to get to one of these hoppers. And the blue coach has got assets in the backfield here to play safety. But the mass of the red team in the middle, if they can dominate these players here and then leapfrog out of it, maybe we'll see another goblin throwing touchdown. So fails to pick up the ball again. Gonna absolutely, that's a whole turn gone now. So it is turn 7 for the blue coach. All KingCaitwafflin has to do here is stall that goblin team out for 1 turn. They have got 2 turns to score. It's a long way to go. Squig hoppers have got the movement, so if the blue coach here can find a way to take out the squig hoppers on the line. Oh, it's both down for days and ends the blue coach's turn. Okay, so it's all here for the Swedish meatballs to be able to play. Quick turns indeed. We're going to be done by no time. Steve in chat says, ouch. Yeah, it's a couple of brutal turns here. So if the red team can get the ball to one of these hoppers, there's an opportunity to swing round. There's the Mangler Squig in the middle that can do a load of damage. And there's a possibility to position these goblins to absolutely force rolls. Now, dodges are not impossible here, despite the dice so far that we've seen. Steve says that missed pickup really shifted the drive. I know, dropping the ball for 2 turns in a go makes the game as short as a sevens game. And so does both downs for days with no skills. So Mangler swinging wide on the first go. 2 movement less, swings wide, and then 3 dice. Skull both down. Skull does have block. He's going to drop this guy, and he is gone. So that is a knockout. Wee Mad Davy is on the bench. So we've got 6 out for the blue team. The troll being knocked out, 1 goblin knocked out, and Wee Mad Davy, the madcap mushroom addict. We've got Badly Herb. We've got 2 injured goblins, 1 hopper, and 1 regular goblin. Matt's BBL YouTube stream. How's it going so far? How you doing, man? You okay? It's been very interesting. The blue team, the Night Goblins, managed to score on turn 2 or 3, and the red team have had a very powerful drive back, but cannot pick up the ball. So 2 turns to go really. So we're going to have to move this ball the entire pitch in 2 goes. We get really stupid again on the squig. That's 2 turns now for the giant cave squig, where it has just stood there and done nothing. Demuse starts a blitz action. So this is this hopper, runs in 3 dice, push back both down. Skull does have block and does not break the armor. This is the other thing that we've seen, is not a lot of armor breaks here. The integral claw on these monsters doing absolutely nothing against the goblin team because they just don't have the armor for it to work against. Okay, we're going to move action here, just freeze up. Probably going to see the ball carrier move here. It is a handoff, so gets the ball, comes up to the squig hopper and gets the couch. So Oingo Boingo has the ball here. I just don't know where the safest running route for it to be. Surely it's going to be up north here, but if it does so, it's going to get caught in place by Netta Bin Better, the diving tackle prehensile tail guy. Could definitely blitz through with 2 dice or leap over it. Actually, leap here with no rerolls would be risky. It's a move action from the red hopper. North is looking a little bit safer, but nothing is certain at this point. This is a really tough gig. The Squig team can absolutely score. They're just going to have a couple of dice need to go their way. And the hopper straight up the middle of the pitch there. Absolutely throwing caution to the wind. Takes a go for it. Gets it. No rerolls. So Squig Hopper is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in scoring range. But there's a Squig Hopper here. This is not what I signed up for. It's definitely in position. And this netter with prehensile tail and diving tackle tagging that hopper. We could see some reckless dodges here from the blue team to just pile on the pressure for this Squig, but there is always a leap here, so he could leap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and go for it, taking the 3+2+ rather than the bad dodge. And the hopper takes the dodge. It's a blitz. It's 2 dice, skull both down. This guy does not have block. He's out, and not only is he out, he is out for a knockout, and the ball bounces back into the blue coach's hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we can see a blitz on this guy, we could see another Goblin pass to take a 2-0 lead at the end of the half. That was incredible there. Terrible luck again for the Squig team. I cannot. I haven't seen this much bad luck since I played with my Snotlings. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy luck there. Anna says go, go, go. So we could see the Goblin here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a go for it to get a +0 pass. So with Stunty, that would make it a 5+. Not ideal. If there's a way to get a handoff to then go into a throw, but that would take a sequence of moves. So it's going to be really interesting to see the blue coach's choice here. KingCaitwafflin. Everything. And this is the last turn of the first half. It's a 2-die block. It's POW. So it does drop the Goblin with the Squig. So Swedish Meatballs turn 8. If he could steal the ball back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, cannot score the touchdown here for the red team. So just going to see the red team farm some blocks to do some murder. And with a block action, starting out with Bloodlust, that's going to be it for the half. He's going to take the 2-die block. No rerolls. Eats the Goblin. And badly hurt thanks to Stunty. Man, these teams are just destroying themselves very merrily. Mangler swings wide, swings wide, swings wide again. So the Mangler not been incredibly effective this half. I mean, the linemen on both teams having dodge means that those free blocks don't do an incredible amount. Which is definitely something to consider. 2-die here, push, push. Follow up, this guy's already activated. And what do we got? 2 dice, push, push. Again, just pushing these around. So the blue team received at the beginning of the game. So we're going to see the red team receive for the beginning of the second half. So it does give them another opportunity to score. So any casualties they manage to swig at this point. KingCaitwafflin says, I've been playing vampires and the Night Goblins. Bloodlust is becoming a constant thing to think about. Something to throw out to you people in chat. Do you think that Bloodlust is better or worse than Wild Animal? Or Bonehead? Skull pushback. Just gets another push here. And we've got a really stupid activation here for this guy. I don't know if we've had a blitz so far. That's it. It goes to the half. So we're going to see a 10 on 11 here. So the red team is going to be down a player and they are going to be receiving. But they are going to have a single Squig Hopper, a big cave Squig, a Mangler, 2 little cave Squigs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Goblins. So they're going to be a little bit hard pressed. But first of all, we're going to see the blue team set up. So their troll is still out and it's going to be special weapons here, secret weapons for days. Both of them are going to have to be deployed. So we're going to see the chainsaw and the bombardier. We're going to see the chainsaw and the bombardier come in. and do some work here. Chainsaw in defense, Bombardier midfield, going to be throwing a bomb there to have a go. Alright, blue team is set up. 2 hoppers wide. That netter, whose threat has been constant this game as a safety there with a goblin in support. And the Mangler Squig is deployed on the line. We've got 3 goblins as chaff for the blue team. Now their dodge is going to make up for their strength disadvantage here because needing natural powers. The Mangler Squig does have block, however. So block has saved this guy a couple of times so far this game and just allowed him to take those 3 dice and really drive it home. If that player gets Mighty Blow, it's going to be an absolute machine, and the lack of the secret weapon special rule keeps it on the pitch again and again and again. So all squigs on the line. Cave Squig wide right. Possibly going to see him supported by the Hopper, who does not have Really Stupid. It's going to be interesting to see which way the drive goes here, because it's just, if those squigs all work here. No, okay, supported by a line goblin. Surely we're going to see the Hopper deploy up front. Then again, KingCaitwafflin does have 2 hoppers in this. 2 hoppers. Wee Mad Davy, who with Dauntless and Mighty Blow and a chainsaw, let alone getting actual throws in with the Bombardier. It's this game is every bit as ridiculous as we expected. It could have been a 1-1 draw at the end of the half. This could be a draw here if the red team can score and take enough time. The downside is they've got 3 really stupid players here and a ball and chain. Ball and Chain has got armor 8, so we could see Bombardier drop it down and immediately knock it out. We could see the Chainsaw go through as well, only needing a roll of 6 at that point, which is quite reasonable, although a little bit wide of what we've seen rolled from most of these coaches, despite the fact we've got 9 players out in total. Okay, deployment is up. Yeah, we're going to go heavy right here for the Squig team. It's perfect defense. Absolutely getting no breaks here, the red team. So the blue team now gets a chance to redeploy, and I would be very surprised. Oh no, kicking team reorganizes players. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Perfect defense. The kicking team reorganizes players and doesn't choose to do so. I thought it would have been a good idea to get some guys away from the Mangler Squig. Doesn't take it. Okay, we're going to see some movement here. What a kick. Straight to the sweet spot and into 2 goblins. 3rd goblin comes up, puts a tackle zone on the ball. This one looking like it's going to be picking up. Could go for a quick bust out here with the Hopper. Right, Mangler opens up, powers the goblin down. Armor holds though, cannot roll over a 7 here. Follows up into the wild, but actually heading in the right direction to pressure these players, and then unfortunately Ball and Chain just swings it down and round again, going for the cheeky foul on that blue player. So the Mangler has been more of a threat than an actual weapon so far. And the giant cave squig, 2 dice there, 3 dice, push, and both down, so not going to have any effect. Another 2-die block here from a squig, skull, pow. Drops the goblin down. Are we going to see some armor? He is stunned. So the numbers are whittling away. And I think the coaches said this is going to be a game of quick turns. So all 3 squigs deployed. All 3 squigs over the line of scrimmage now and pressuring the blue team. Just the matter of the ball and this guy who's ended up wide on the right. So has to move Sten up to support Gizmo with Really Stupid, and I would be surprised if we didn't see this guy activate and swing round into here, probably to tag up the Hopper. It's interesting. While the red team are driving here, the blue team has got an incredible amount of defense here. 2 hoppers with strength 4 are the equal of everything but 2 players on the other team, and then the chainsaw and the bombardier as well means that driving in there. Okay, so We get a block, 2 dice. It's going to drop wee Mad Davy to the ground, breaks the armor and stuns him. So again, 1 less player to activate. So we're going to see 9 active players. Well, 8 active players for the blue team and 1 prone. And gets the ball this time. So after mucking about the first half and not being able to pick up the ball, the red team have picked it up on their first try and are moving up. Actually into a pretty reasonable safe zone if you do not take the Bombardier into consideration. I think what we're going to see here is this Goblin dodge through to put a tackle zone. Is he going to take another one? Yes, he is. And just jumps in onto the chainsaw. So that chainsaw going to be kind of tagged in place. Tricky one there. It just means he's going to get a free chop block, but might be doing his best to try and protect the Mangler Squig. Skeleton Flower says bye-bye, Gobbo. We think that Zantana is going to get cut in half by Nobler Blockwart there. KingCaitwafflin says, as the worst opening player since my laced one. Eat bombs, Squig. Here we go. It's Bombardier time. It's an accurate throw and nothing happens. Let's get a disappointed sound in chat there. That was an accurate pass that doesn't do anything when it lands. Now, it did land exactly the right place for the blue team. Taking out that Mangler would have been huge. We get a dodge away with Nobler Blackwart. Drops him down and knocks him out. So knocks out Oingo Boingo there, I think. No, Demoose. So the chainsaw earning his money there, taking out Squig-hopper. That's the fastest and most trustworthy piece on this team. Absolutely brutal. So now we can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goblins and the rest are squigs. This is where the Squig team starts to fall in on itself when it starts losing the ability to handle the ball. Okay, it's a cheeky block there with some support. Doesn't achieve anything, but definitely keeps that goblin away from the really stupid squigs here, which is going to make it difficult for them to activate and do what Skeleton Flower wants them to do. Bloodlust here for this is not what I signed up for. So, going to have to swing all the way around and then chomp the wee Mad Davy on the ground. Oh, and he's gone as well, and he is absolutely gone. He is badly hurt. Wee Mad Davy has been badly hurt. Player was bitten by a teammate in turn 1 of second half by this is not what I signed up for. Absolute carnage here on the Goblin versus Goblin game. This is all squigs and so much chomping. Okay, Goblin escapes Squig here, and it looks like he's just going to play defense deep in the field. No, swings round and just moves a very long way to move 1 square there. So the Bombardier a little bit lackluster for the blue team, but the chainsaw does an absolute solid job of taking this guy out. Demoose hit by a chainsaw by Nobler Blackwart. Who knew chainsaws were effective? This is peak Blood Bowl. I think they got the league table upside down. I agree with that. We've got illegal substitution here by the red team, which allows him to place 1 player from reserve into the into their end zone, but he doesn't have anyone. So I think that card just doesn't do anything at this point. Okay, so yeah. Place an extra player in your end zone for this turn. You have to have a player in reserve in order to do so. So it's swings wide, hits the Goblin, power push, dodge keeping him alive. Can we see a 3 dice? No, Mangler Squig just stays there. Was undoubtedly aiming for that bomber. The Bombardier still poised to take out the Mangler Squig. Okay, so it looks like we're going to see the Goblins swing left here, go to the top of the screen, form some kind of cage. Now, Nobler Blackwart is dodge and stunty. So, blitzing around with a dodge stunty chainsaw is a pretty effective blitzing strategy, especially against armor 7. Even these coaches could roll 5+ on 2d6. Gets Gizmo there, unassisted, really stupid. Moves him in. And it's a blitz. It's just a pushback on Nobler. And still has Oh no, it was a blitz action from Jolkin, so actually there's a bit more movement. Going to fall back and form the edge of a cage here, probably. Yeah. Forms the edge of a cage. This guy standing up will... Blitzing a Squig is a terrible idea. Alright, doesn't look like we're going to go and see much of a cage here from the Goblins. It just looks like they're just man-to-manning on the midfield. And when you're down players, that's not always the best way to do it. So, Sven, the ball carrier, swinging out wide. We've got a Mangler Squig tagging this guy up. These two players tagging this Goblin up. So Bombardier can still do some work here. We've got this Goblin in the backfield, Svea, swinging up. And it's a very, very loose cage. More like parking bollards than a cage, but still, that Goblin is almost protected. Alright, I love these teams, man. This is absolutely brilliant. I love Goblins, I love secret weapons, and I absolutely blooming love Squig teams. Okay, so Nobler is moving back into the safety position, taking Netter been better than Netter. Keeping him deep. 3-die block here from the... Gets both down, power push, does not have block. So, Squig Hopper, this is not what I signed up for, just pushes that Goblin around. This guy just stands up, tagging that guy in place, and him as well. This Hopper, help get me off this thing. It's Bombardier time, and the Mangler Squig is knocked out. Get a successful block here. So Matt's BBL has gone live with the other match if you are interested in catching that one, which is the Sisters of Sigmar versus the Valkyries. So let's just chuck in here and host Matt's BBL. Let's go to chat /host Matt's BBL. We go, so he is good to go. Right, no, the Mangler, well, at least he got to dance around and do nothing this game. The Mangler has been not in its prime. The Mangler is kind of in its prime against high armor, high strength opponents where it can just swoop in and really take out some key pieces. Going up against Goblins, it doesn't have any absolutely juicy targets. Can't use Claw and that strength to its best effect. In fact, the Squig Hoppers have been the key players in this game. So far, they've been able to do everything that the players have wanted them to do. Okay, so we are looking at the coach's mum here, starting a block action. Gonna get an assist versus an assist, so it'd just be one dice. Might see him just try and move away from the giant cave Squig instead. No, we see the Hopper help get me off this thing. Swing down south here, so going to be pressuring the ball carrier here. See, I look away for a second and they get a blitz in on the ball carrier, not the ball free. This is crazy. Okay, we get a dodge away. We get another dodge away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would not put it past the blue coach here to just go for it. No, tags that Squig in place. So tags the Squig in place and restricts his movement, but does give him a very good opportunity to get a free block. Okay, Matt's BBL is live and the game here has not yet started. Oh no, it's setting up. Very exciting having several games going on at once, and it's going to get even worse come 8 o'clock when we've got 3 on the go. Mine, Ben's, and the one that Matt is casting now. This is just awesome. Right, so Swedish Meatballs turn 3. Ball is gone and in 2 Goblin tackle zones. 1, 2, 3, 4 Goblins remaining. 1 is prone for this turn. That Goblin swings back to allow that free block from the Squig. Now, 3 Squigs in base contact with Goblins. If that is 3 removals, that would massively change the momentum of this game. Okay, so moving up a Goblin there to chuck a tackle zone on the ball. And then Move. That's a clever bit of movement there. Swinging this goblin up into the tackle zone of the balls. So he's got bad blocks. Surely we're going to see the cave squig have a crack here. No, takes the 2 dice here from the squig. Gets really stupid. Has to use a reroll, but paid off by getting a double pow there. Dropping this goblin to the ground. Getting a chain push. So might be able to free up. Goblin's there, and he is gone. There we go. We see finally a roll of a 9 followed by a 7, and for a stunty player, that's another knockout. Look at the bench here. 3 knocked out, 2 goblins and a troll for the blue team, and we get the cave squig going on a blitz. Both down. Does not have bloke, but takes the both down. Takes bomber out. 8 out for the blue team and 6 out for the red team. We've got a dirty trick on the go here. It's blatant foul. So, active card, blatant foul. Next foul automatically breaks armor for this round. So this is the blue team, and here's the foul. Breaks the armor, stunning the giant cave squig. That could have been fine. Could have been interesting to see that card combined with the chainsaw. Actually, wouldn't have done anything at all. Just risked it being sent off. I thought chainsaw was like mighty blow for a second, and man, that would be exciting, wouldn't it? Let's go over to here, and we'll see. Bomber's gone. Chainsaw's still in. This is going to be a quick last quarter when we come to it. Still 1-0 up for the blue team, and they're playing a very solid defense. The squigs everywhere, but there's some opportunities here to go for some pushes. So the netter swinging up here, chucking his tackle zone on this cave squig, gives him a 1-die block there, and Nobbler running up, gonna chuck himself there. Doesn't go for the foul. Doesn't go for the foul there. Already taken the foul, but I thought maybe he was going to chuck his tackle zone on this squig here to get the extra 1 dice, but doesn't. So still time. KingCaitwafflin in chat. The number of no-arm squig really helps to place the bombs. Yes, no one can catch. Okay, it's a blitz here with help get me off this thing against Gizmo. 2 dice, pow push, both down. This squig does not have dodge, so he is going down. We're going to see Claw do absolutely nothing because yet again we cannot roll over a 7 in this game. Pow push and a pushback pushes him onto the ball, frees it up, has to use a reroll. Does not have to use a reroll, gets the opportunity to use a reroll, doesn't take it. Another 2 dice here. Pow push, just pushing these goblins around. The ball is now in 2 blue tackle zones. This hopper is probably too far away to be able to place, and the goblin here, Jazz Michael swings in and picks up the ball and takes him back into a pretty reasonable blue screen there. The hopper gets 2 dice against the goblin, both down, pow push. This is the dodge hopper, so not going to achieve it, but pushes him away, which is going to mean that this cave squig here does not get a free activation with some support on Really Stupid. That was a good bounce. So Skeleton Flower having some tough luck here. The red coach had awful luck in the first match. It feels like suffered a little bit subpar luck here, but both coaches I think have placed every player as well as they could have done. It's a very difficult team to use when half your team is trying to kill the other half of your own team. Oh, we've got a casualty here. Not what I signed up for. Is out for the count. That is another removal here for the blue team. And this guy is blocked by Jolcan, the very stupid squig there. So has to maneuver to get some support, but does take him out. As a part of it, we get a 2-die block down here against him. It's both down, both down. Probably going to have to use a reroll here. Both down, skull. Absolutely brutal luck there again for the red coach. Taking out that goblin, but both being proned. Okay, so now it's down to KingCaitwafflin. It's turn 4. End of the 3rd quarter. It's chainsaw time and does not achieve anything. Now just puts Nobbler in a tackle zone of a squig. I could see Jolcan turning around and chomping down Nobbler Blackwart. Uh-oh, says KingCaitwafflin. So it's the blue team here. Now we've seen Mostly Armless perform a stunty throw earlier on. We could see another one. No, it's going to be a blue goblin running game here. Straight up the middle of the pitch. Takes a go for it. Has to use leader to re-roll that 1. Okay. Goblin there. Going to have to move the other hopper up. The last remaining hopper on the pitch to defend. And the netter can swing in and form a kind of cage. We're going to see some dodges here to try and get through. Just keeping that Goblin in place. Nobbler in a very bad spot here. So this guy goes for the foul against Gizmo. Does not succeed. That's going to be it for the blue coach. So the Swedish Meatballs, turn 5, top of the 4th quarter. We've got 4 turns to go. They received this half and have, unfortunately for them, lost the ball. Goblin tactic number 2, says our blue coach, run away. And you know what? It seems to be working. So the blue team have regained the ball. They're 1-0 up and they're making a break to take 2-0 victory here. And the red coach is going to be forced to do some real Goblin shenanigans. It is not too difficult for them to get a 2-die block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a dodge blitz here. So with 2 successful dodges, they could do it. This guy here, Giant Cave Squig, fails the really stupid. And we get a big chomp here. It's pow push, so Nobbler, where he's got dodge, is going to get farmed away, probably into this Goblin. And oh no, doesn't. Wants to keep that Goblin live. So this guy here can go for the blitz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. It's going to have to do a dodge somewhere here to get a 2-die block. But can get it. Can get 2 dice if he wants it with 2 dodges. Having that Goblin be free at the top though really gives him a little bit of chance to do something without taking any risks. But he's a little bit too far away. So I think he'll either have to take a couple of go for it. And the coach still, nope, has run out of rerolls. So just runs him up to tag the corner of the cage there. Looking like taking a block action. With the Goblin in the middle of the pile there. It's a move. Oh, fails the dodge. That's like the 3rd or 4th failed dodge we've seen from the Goblins, and he goes down. So the red coach had an opportunity at a defensive play there and no luck at all. So KingCaitwafflin, the mostly armless crew, on turn 5, trying to break serve here to go 2-0 for the match. Swings up. We get a skull pushback here from the Squig-hopper. Nobbler Blackwart did not die last turn, so can still do things now. It's a foul, and he kickbacks, hits himself. Is he going to use the loner reroll? He does not use the loner reroll. Nobbler Blackwart takes himself out. Okay, so there is a Goblin in the backfield with the ball. Okay, but the red team can get a reasonable shot at a blitz here on Jazz Michaels. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to take 1 go for it and a dodge, a go for it, and another dodge. 2, 3, 4, 5 to get a 2-die block here on that Goblin. It's going to be a long old march. Even if they do manage to turn over the ball here, it's turn 6 for the Swedish Meatballs. They're going to have to turn over the ball and then storm up the other side of the pitch. Skeleton flower in the tank here. Definitely worth thinking through all the options here. Diving tackle and prehensile tail. That's not good for me. And it's this guy here. So if he does go for the dodge, it's going to be on a 5+. Maybe even worse than that. So gets a natural, really stupid success here. And it's a block. 2 dice. Pushback does nothing there for the Squig. Just frees up this blue player. And another 2-die. Pushback. Pow push. Dodge. What that does do is it frees up this Goblin here to get a 2 go for it blitz. 2 go for it 1-die blitz is looking like it's a move. So is he going to move there, tag the Goblin, and then possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This guy could dodge away, but with 2 go for it and no rerolls for the red team. So living by the seat of their dice at the moment. Absolutely free rolling. No rerolls. It's a tough gig. He takes the first dodge and escapes from the diving tackle guy. It's a blitz. It's 2 dice. Pushback. Skull does not get it. Does not get it. 2 dice there. Tough roll. Tough roll. Steve. Whoa. I know. It's crazy. The Northern Goblin has... yeah. But he gets away with it. So he gets the hard dodge but fails the easy block. Skeleton Flowers has got so excited I blitzed from a bad angle. I'm not sure there is a good angle to blitz there. It's going to be a simple dodge roll here for Jazz Michaels to score a touchdown. That's the leader goblin as well. That guy is on form. It's a POW. Dropping a goblin down and doing nothing else. So over to... yeah, Steve says made the hard roll, blundered the block. It's a tough one. Still going to have a dodge here for Jazz Michaels. The coach does have a reroll, but integral dodge is going to do all the work. Is there a better thing to do? It's a blitz here. 3 dice. Push both down. POW push. Going to have no effect. Follows up. There's a blitz there for help get me off this thing. And it's going to be the dodge. He gets the dodge. And he's going to run up and in. And that is going to be a second touchdown for the mostly armless crew. Let's swing this around. Let's get one. We need to get some animations here, and that is KingCaitwafflin. Go. We'll go back to FUMBBL, and then over here. Let's get the touchdown. There's the graphic for KingCaitwafflin. KingCaitwafflin gets the touchdown. So 2-0 now for the Night Goblins versus the Squigs, and only 2 turns to play. Turn 7 and turn 8 for the red team. Let's have a look at who is back. The Troll is back. But that is a ton of players out for the blue team here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 11. So we've got the Mangler Squig. We've got 2 Hoppers. We've got the Giant Cave Squig, 2 Ordinary Cave Squig, and 4 Goblins ready to line up. KingCaitwafflin says, my team is looking depleted. It doesn't matter when you're 2-0 up with 2 turns to go. So... I think it's safe to say that the Squig team is going to go for maximum murder here. See if they can score any successful casualties to get those bonus points. Skeleton Flower says I might be able to do something now. To be fair, 2 turns with the Goblin team can be a touchdown. Especially when you've got very long legs, leap, hoppers. 1 with block. And that Mangler Squig in a tough position with the blue coach positioning his players so far away. The ball and chain is not going to be massively effective at this point. Am I looking to you have full roster again? I'm very glad it's resurrection format. Otherwise, my team would be full of journeyman goblins at this point. Let's drop them a laugh in the chat there. One thing I have to say about this tournament and Lockdown Bowl is that we've seen nothing but great sportsmanship and great camaraderie between coaches, whether it's in the Discord or just in the game chat itself. We've had an opportunity to talk to some of the coaches on the streams, and it's been really good fun, and it's a really good bunch. 32 coaches all having a great time playing Blood Bowl, and some brilliant spectator advice as well, which is very, very cool. So I'm just going to have a quick check at the other game. The other game is ongoing. And it looks like a toughie. So what we'll do probably is we'll have a live look in after this game at the Sisters of Sigmar and Valkyrie game that's going on at the moment. It's a riot. So we get 3 turns now for the red team and a kick that is a touchback. So what are we going to see? We're going to see one of the goblins on the line here, or the Squig Hopper with block. Squig Hopper with block seems like a seriously good choice. There we go, gets it. So it's going to be a blitz out here on the top, I think, with the Squig Hopper. Maybe the free block with the Squig first, see if we can clear that Goblin out. Then there's going to be a Goblin and the Squig Hopper running defense on the top side with only a Goblin That netter guy is absolutely going to get in the mix though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got the entire backfield covered with diving tackle. And still having the reroll here for the blue coach. It's a pow. That goblin is gone. That Squig finally doing some murdering here. 9 players out for KingCaitwafflin, our blue coach. The Squig team being able to cause some serious murder. The downfall is that 3 of the Squig team's key players are out. 2 goblins, which don't normally become the key players, but where you're stuck on a team with not a lot of hands, it makes a massive difference. So Jolcan gets the really stupid, both down, push back, skull. Just going to push this goblin back. Perfect result from you, but unless there's another riot, I don't think you can one-turn touchdown. I don't think I can do that either. Okay. Goblins moving up to support the giant cave squig. Could see a blitz here from the giant cave squig. I mean, 2+ to have a big dice. Damoos are blocking Squig-hopper in red, in a position to go for a cheeky little run here. Whatever happens, he's going to get tagged by this guy here, Netter Been Better, which in a stunty off is an incredibly useful player. Alright. Gets away with Bloodlust and just moves up. So probably going to see this goblin move up here to form the front of that cage. The downside is that it will be in the tackle zone of this Night Goblin. Kind of needs to take this guy out. If he can take this guy out one way or another, he will be able to really put the pressure on with that troll being really stupid. Okay. Taking up the troll's tackle zone. Are we going to see the blitz here? No. Just using the tackle zones to keep this goblin and force him to take several dodges. Here's the Mangler. Swings wide with 1 movement. Swings wide with a second and swing wide again for 3. And the Mangler Squig has missed multiple times. Such potential for carnage. And it's a blitz with Prillon. Is it a failed? Really stupid. Or is he going to try and take out this goblin here? Just a move action now. Might be looking to blitz with the hopper instead. 1, 2. Really stupid on a move. So saves the blitz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2. Ooh, Zantana. This goblin down here probably going to swing up and try and tag a couple of these goblins in place. Just the 1. So this hopper is wild, as is old diving tackle boy here, who's looking like the best defense at the moment. Oingo Boingo gives into the Bloodlust. So this guy has to now end up in a goblin tackle zone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If he wants to take it up here, he can drop this guy. He will end up in the tackle zone of a troll. Just going to blitz up here. 1, 2, push back, pow, and skull. So drops the goblin down. Can swing up 1 square and eat this goblin instead. 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe go for this one. Oh, in the tackle zone. Has to take the dodge and goes down. Trips while dodging and then runs off into the stands. Into reserves. It's a shame that that card was used earlier because they could use that card to bring him back on. That was tough. 1 different square. So instead of going into there, if he'd gone into there and then followed up there, could have eaten him. It's okay though for the red coach. So it's mostly armless turn 6. There's 3, 4 turns remaining, 2 apiece here. So blue coach has an active troll, a Squig-hopper and a netter and a few goblins diced around. There is an incredible amount of strength and pressure here just coming up the middle. But that Squig-hopper up top has got some work to do here. And the netter just swings wide, making sure that he can attack. It looks like a very tasty and very tempting blitz target for the strength 4 Squig-hopper. Go. Just blitzing through there. Gets 1 die. Pow push. This guy does not have dodge. He is knocked out. So takes out the other Squig-hopper. The blue coach being absolutely relentless and realistically providing a dominating defense here, having turned over the ball a couple of times and then goes and fails a dodge, even with the integral reroll. So help get me off this thing, coming in clutch there and freeing that ball up, having turned over once this half already. This Night Goblin defense is pretty serious. I'm impressed with it so far. KingCaitwafflin says those dodges. Both coaches have had some absolutely garbage dodge rolls in this game. So guys out there watching, we're going to be live on Facebook Live at 8 o'clock with Headlock Holmes, Nathan, who's going to be joining me on Discord to play out our game, which is going to be Chaos Halflings against Clan Pestilence, which is a disturbing presence, foul appearance, fanatic without secret weapon, just absolute Skaven death cluster. It's going to be horrific. Dodge, worst skill in the game, at least on FUMBBL. Okay, so moving a goblin up here to secure the ball. It's turn 7 for the red coach. Going to try another move action with the giant cave squig. Really stupid is good to go this time. So this drive is definitely not over for the red team. They did need to score quick, so there was an opportunity at a riot for a quick successive defensive touchdown, but just seeing goblins move around here to secure the ball. It's going to be goblin foot pounding here to get this in for a touchdown anyway there is at all. It's a blitz with Gizmo. 1-2, 2 dice here. Double pow takes help get me off this thing down. And mighty blow to a stun, breaking the armor with a roll of 11, which is probably about twice the total of any other roll we've seen. So red cave squig just flies through there, dropping the squig hopper and creating a bit of a safe zone here. We've got a prone goblin, we've got that netter, which is going to be fearful no matter what happens. We've got an unattended goblin, unattended squig here. Who probably won't get a chance to activate this turn. Here's the mangler. Okay, movement 1. Swings wide. Movement 2, swings wide. And movement 3, probably going to go north. Swings wide again. However, does tag this guy in place. And Sven, this goblin, gets the ball. 1, 2, 3 squares. He's got a few more. Could see him fall back or could see him just rush up the pitch here. Skeleton Flower in the tank here, trying to decide whether it's worth placing him up further and risking the blitz, or holding back and then risking having to stretch play. I cannot see him not going for it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would then leave him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares of movement. So he's going to have to move up and go for it to be able to score next turn. He fails the go for it, goes down, ball is loose again, and it's going to be KingCaitwafflin, the blue coach's 7th turn. Honestly, the red team cannot get any luck here. The squigs have eaten their own players, the dodges have been no-goes, the blocks have been pushes, and the ball handling skills have just not been there for this squig team. So Night Goblin gets a dodge, swings around, goes on a blitz, 2 dice, push, back, and a power push. Skeleton Flower in chat says, I had to make 3 go for it to make it. I knew it wouldn't work. And the netter gets the ball, dodges away, and goes and seeks comfort next door to a troll. It's a throw teammate. He successfully throws the netter, who lands it as well. So now we're going to see the blue coach actually, this guy's going to have to, we're going to have to see another goblin move further up the pitch because he is out of scoring range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Needs 2 squares more. So this goblin here dodging out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will do it. But that is the only goblin that's in scoring range is Filler. And he's going to have to take 1, 2 dodges to get out there. I wonder if I mean, what it has done is nothing better for defense. Filler blocks Big Dolph. 3 dice up. Gets pow, and a skull. KingCaitwafflin says, oh, so close. Uses the reroll to push back, pow, push. And just clears that mangler away. Not going to be able to score that 3rd touchdown now for the blue team, but the mangler being pushed away is one less block it could potentially use against the goblins. First roll was pow, skull. So close. 3 die up blocking that fanatic. Always risky, but always worth considering because you only need both down. Anyway, it's Swedish Meatballs turn 8. Realistically, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they can get the ball to this goblin, they could score this touchdown, but it's going to have to take some serious work. Really stupid on the giant cave squig. Again, that's 3 or 4 times it's been punished. Robbing Skeleton Flower, robbing our red coach of a 3 die block. Which is pretty much the only effective way, short of having the tackle and block skills, to drop goblins down to the ground. Movement action just moves him up to be able to take this chomp skull pow push. Uses dodge to stay alive. And 3 dice here for the mangler. Misses, and then swings around for the 3rd skull. Fails. Would not be surprised to see go for it here with 2 very tempting targets. No, does not take it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, our blue coach expected to see a go for it there as well to maximise on the last turn with the mangler squig. This squig team is a whole heck a lot of fun, but it definitely suffers from reliability issues. However, if they've been able to handle the ball a bit better, it'll be a very different game, and that's really on the dice. So it's a blitz here, 2 dice, goblin on goblin action, skull push back, just going to push him back. Already out of scoring range. All that's going to do is make sure that it doesn't happen. Skeleton says don't have any courage at this point. He's all out. So the interesting thing is that if we look at the leaderboard, which we'll do very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. It's a throw teammate. I lost my screen. Here we go. It's a throw teammate. And he lands on his feet. That is Jazz Michaels. Tried to bomb the mangler squig. And it even landed on his feet. That's not a terrible tactic either, going for the throw teammate at a ball and chain. Skeleton Flower says, leave the mangler alone. It's turn 8 here. The blue coach is outside of scoring range. Probably just going to see farm a couple of blocks. And he's out. And that is the end of the game. That is 2-0 to the Goblins. The Night Goblins. The Squig team takes another loss. Had another spate of bad luck. Mustrum Ridcully. This is our Norse coach who faced the Squigs in the first round, saying no. Let's give the coaches a cheer. That was a great match. Well played by both coaches. So what we will do now real quick is we'll jump into and have a quick look at the Sisters of Sigmar versus Valkyrie game. I know that Matt is streaming it, so we'll just bounce over, check the score real quick. Then we're going to take a little break and I'll be back at 8 o'clock with my game. So looking at the score, it is 0-0. 0-0 here, so not missed any action just on so far. Right, guys, we're going to call the stream here for 20 minutes. We'll be back just before 8 o'clock, hopefully with Headlock Holmes, my opponent, and we'll be playing my Chaos Halfling team against the Clan Pestilent team from the Secret League. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you shortly for the next match. In the meantime, bounce over, keep an eye on Twitch, and jump in and see Matt's game. I'll be right back.